Hey YouTube, this is Scarecrow Kaiser. I'm going to do a deck profile for you, which I'm really delayed on doing, of my Ancient Dragon Tachikazes. I'm a big fan of Tachikazes. I'm usually a big fan of any Dragon Empire deck. Nothing I directly chose to do. I didn't pick this country and say I like it. It just so happens a lot of the decks that come out of that country I like. But this is definitely one of my favorite decks. I like its playstyle. It's a very interesting, skillful one, actually, I think. Because if you play this deck right, it's a lot about, or just the clan in general, this clan's a lot about conserving yourself in a very intelligent way early game, and then late game, throwing your offense out there to try and end it, and then regenerating that cost back to the hand and defense without actually taking the minuses. I like it. So, get into the deck profile here. Yes. So, for our triggers, I am running 4 of the Ancient Dragon crit, 2 of Tiger crit, so 6 crit. Then I'm running 4 Ancient Dragon draws, 2 this guy, so that's 6 draw, so 6 crit, 6 draw, and then 4 Ancient Dragon heals. I like to run the 6 and 6 crit to draw ratio, because in this deck, your Vanguards already pick up crits. So if your opponent's at 3 that's already threatening, and you don't necessarily need to have the 8 crits in your deck for your opponent to still have to worry about you hitting that crit on the drive check possibly. And the draw triggers help speed up the deck's consistency and help regenerate for those times where you are retiring your rear guards and not actually being able to replace them. So these +1s out the draws help fix that. So yeah. My explanation for why I like a certain crit over another is just effects. Basically it. Starting Vanguard. Baby Rex, very good. He gets you an additional attack in and replaces a card, so overall this card's just very solid. For grade 1s, we have 4 of our Ancient Dragon Perfect Guards. We have 4 of our Ancient Dragon 10k Beaters. These cards are so versatile. They can boost for 7 or attack for 10. Way too versatile not to play 4. And then we have our 4, I don't even know how to say this guy's name. Your card who can regenerate by Counterblast 1. He's definitely one of the most important cards in the deck. He allows you to pay your costs without actually taking minuses. Very, very important card. You usually want to avoid riding him if you can, and because you very need him, you usually want to get at least 2 of these out per game. If you can, at least the 1, but can't stress enough how important this card is. Then our last grade 1, we have 2 of the Gatling. This card is actually very good, even though it's the grade 1 we're running the lowest amount of, which sounds like oxymoronic to say, I guess, but he's a 7k boost, he's solid, and his skill to retire a rear guard and get +5 can be very useful. It allows him to be in a 12k attacker by himself, plus his boost. So yeah, and you can do really good, like, in combination with this card right here, this will let you attack for, get a grade 1 column teaming up for 19 and not taking a minus to do it. And you can do very clever moves using cards like this to move boosters around the way you want them to be to better accommodate your battle plan. For the grade 2s, we have 4 of our 10k beater, 4 of our 12k attacker, and then 3 this guy who's a grade 2 clone of the Gatling. As I said, these cards are very good. I could very easily see someone arguing playing for this and cutting one of the other two. If I were to do that, I'd probably end up cutting one of these. Play one of these. This guy definitely commits and gets in there. He lets you hit that next stage of power. Very good. And as I said, you can very cleverly, whatever you want to say, move your boosters around the regenerating booster to accommodate your battle strategy using cards like this. And then last for our grade 3s, we have our 4 Brake Ride, the Spino Driver. This card is really good, really good. The Brake Ride is so good. If you have cards that can regenerate, you're getting actually a +2 or +1, I mean, off of brake riding him, and then he's gaining his +10 and his crit, so pretty good. You usually what you want to try to do is see if you can manage to ride him first, and try to ride 1 to 2 of him before you actually end up riding your other grade 3, so that you can over time keep that pressure on your opponent without taking any minuses, so that you can wear them down, because they're not going to be able to keep blocking these big Vanguard critical attacks for that many turns before they run out. And then obviously our last grade 3, Tyranno Legend, also a pretty good card. At first I honestly underestimated this card, but he's pretty good. You gotta know how to use him right. You gotta know when to push and when not with this deck, and when you brake ride him, I usually, most of the time, highly suggest you don't try to brake ride and use his skill at the same time. You want to, as I said, be very gradual. You want to wear your opponent down. You don't need to OTK your opponent. And usually if you try to OTK your opponent, you usually end up losing because you're trying to do too much at once. You want to wear down your opponent with 1 or 2 brake rides, then brake ride this guy, just attack with that crit. You don't need to get 2 crits usually. They'll have to stop him anyway, and then once he's not been, after you've done your brake ride, then on the following turn, then use his skill. So yes, that's my advice on that. Really like the deck. It's very fun. I love Tachikaze, and I love their playstyle and how you have to think and conserve and push at the right moment. So thank you for watching.